What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Wrestling City. As always, I'm Ryler,
And I'm Taylor.
and we are officially done with Elimination Chamber 2026. So that was the last PLE before we get to the big grand finale PLE, WrestleMania. And I don't know. This event had I have some mixed emotions on it. We'll talk about each individual match, our thoughts on it, and how this is going to affect the WrestleMania matches. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's. I guess we can just go in order. Let's just start with the women's chamber match. Now, Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
Rhea Ripley won the women's chamber match, and now we know that it'll be Rhea Ripley challenging Jade Cargill for the women's championship at WrestleMania. And
This is bullshit. No.
I can see why. It's like there's mixed opinions on this outcome, like all over social media, and I get like both sides of this debate, discussion, and whatnot. But I mean, when you look at that SmackDown Women's roster outside of Charlotte Flair, there's really not many other big names that can challenge Jade Cargill. I mean, Rhea Ripley, she is a Raw superstar, but she was the biggest one in that match last night that you could do. That she was the biggest name that you could do to put her in there with Jade Cargill. So
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I was saying more bullshit because of, you know, because of Bliss losing.
yeah,
And
she was the first one eliminated too.
she was the first one eliminated, bro. She literally, as soon as she got hit with the poison mist, I was like, I'm cooked. Um, yeah. So she won, and it's whatever. I guess it's the safe play. Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill, it makes sense. I mean, I get it. But are you really excited for that match?
Jade and Rhea,
Mm-hmm.
not really. Only because it's Jade Cargill. A Jade Cargill match, any Jade Cargill match, isn't going to excite me. She's not very good in the ring. Now I thought when she turned heel, things were going to change with her, but they haven't.
Not
They
yet,
haven't at
no.
all. No, not at
Well,
all.
that's because
And
they're
I don't.
booking too.
Yeah, but I just don't think she's very good in the ring. She's been there since what 20 like late 2023, and dude, she hasn't
That
improved
is
one bit.
crazy. Has it? No, that wasn't. She was there for
She
WrestleMania 40?
Yeah, because she teamed with Bianca and Naomi,
Oh,
and I think they
wow, she
fought
did.
damage. Yeah, they fought Damage Control,
Wow,
and
I forgot she's been there that long. That's crazy, actually.
yeah, yeah, and she
Wow.
hasn't improved. She hasn't improved one bit. She'll
Yeah.
have every now and then she'll show some glimpse of improvement, but overall, no, she hasn't improved. But we wouldn't be in this position if Bianca Belair was still wasn't still hurt. And I think a lot of people are that they're upset about that. And I guess Bruce is upset about it too, that Bianca Belair isn't isn't back. Yeah, but I mean, as I was saying, Bianca, she's not around, and there's no telling when she'll be back. Now, hopefully, she'll be back soon. But I mean, outside of Bianca, I think Rhea was the only other choice that you could have done. And I know you said that they could have done Alexa could have won. Charlotte would have got jealous of that. They would have added her. They could have done Rhea, not Rhea, Charlotte, Alexa, and Jade. But I feel like since Alexa got eliminated, that could add more tension between Charlotte and Alexa going into WrestleMania. I don't know if they might do that match one on one, or they could go after the women's tag team titles again. Um, but yeah, Rhea was it was between Rhea and Alexa, and Rhea was definitely the better choice in my opinion. So
Yeah, so I mean, Well, first of all, we're talking about this now for wrestling. We're off to a great start, right? Talking about this match, like, oh, it's gonna be okay. I mean, I guess it's the best. That sums up WrestleMania this year, I feel like. But we will continue because that was, first of all, that was the only match I actually watched. And this match there wasn't much home like to write home about. I mean, there was that cool spot where I think it was Raquel drove, was it Tiffany through the pod?
No, Kiana
Um
James.
Kiana James. Okay, yeah. And then Raquel got the double elimination on Asuka and James, right?
Yeah, Raquel Rodriguez, I think she was the MVP of the match. She has improved so much this past year. And you can tell that the fans are really behind her because when she got eliminated, you heard audible boos from that crowd last night. So
Yeah.
you can tell that the fans are starting to get behind Raquel Rodriguez, and rightfully so because she's come a long way since before we saw her when she came back like 2 years ago, I believe. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't really know much about her beforehand, honestly, but she does seem like a good athlete. This match was, yeah, I feel like an average chamber. But what match was it was AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, correct?
yes.
For the IC title. And of course, I mean, we both predicted this one. It was in Chicago. Leading up to it, we know that Becky has had this story of she has tapped out 2 times to the Black Widow. Is she going to be able to shake that curse and regain her title or retain it? And turns out she can't because she tapped out a third time to the Black Widow. AJ Lee is your new Intercontinental Champion. And before we were recording, you had some stuff you wanted to I don't know, man. I don't think you were cooking, but let's give you the floor. What you think they should be doing instead?
Okay, so I don't. First of all, I'm AJ Lee winning the Intercontinental Championship had to happen here. It did not need to happen at WrestleMania, and here's why: because AJ Lee is not a full time wrestler, so she's not going to be on the show every week. And the last thing this company needs right now are part
Yeah.
time are part time champions. That I mean, that is the
Mhm.
last thing this company needs. So I think it was the right decision to put the belt on her at the chamber and leading up into the chamber, give her some let her defend the title a few times on the show on Raw leading into WrestleMania and then have her drop the title to whoever at WrestleMania. I would not have her drop the title to Becky Lynch. I would have her drop the title to somebody else. And that person, if she is back in time, is Roxanne Perez. To me, I'm kind of getting over this AJ Lee and Becky Lynch because I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. The promos that these two women had leading into their match at the chamber were not good. I don't know what happened. And Becky Lynch, this past year, she's done phenomenal work on the microphone, but I don't know what happened. But she was off leading into this match. AJ Lee didn't sound good on the mic either. Maybe they just need some time away from each other. And I think that Becky Lynch, she's been having these issues with Jessica Carr, the referee. This is like the third time now that she has screwed Becky Lynch over. Hear me out. I know you think that this is a terrible idea, but you can do Becky Lynch versus Jessica Carr at WrestleMania. Because I believe Jessica Carr wrestled before. So,
Okay, so first, I agree with all the stuff that you were saying about, AJ needing to win it at this one. Agree. I also don't really want to see Becky versus AJ that much at Mania, but it's the issue with what you're saying is I feel like that's like Roxanne per like what's their they don't have any sort of like isn't it just she's a fan of her in real life? They don't have any
yeah,
sort of like
you can use that though. Like you can use that as part of a story where AJ Roxanne grew up admiring AJ Lee, and what's that saying? Never meet your heroes or anything like that. Isn't that the saying? Like never meet your
Yeah.
heroes. There, you can definitely get a story out of AJ Lee and Roxanne Perez.
I agree, but I think WrestleMania is way too short-sighted. Because what you're saying right now is you're saying that you think that AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, who started their feud at what, WrestlePalooza, had a continue for it at Survivor Series, and then had a third match in which Becky Lynch has been, she just continues tapping. They should just suddenly drop it and then go with a completely different feud that they haven't started yet. I think that they could do this after WrestleMania, maybe at like Backlash or something. That doesn't it just because it doesn't
If
happen at
that's the case,
WrestleMania doesn't mean it can't
if that's
happen.
the case, then don't do it for the title. Because another thing for me is I think Becky Lynch needs to be away from the Intercontinental Championship at this point. I think it needs to go to somebody like a Roxanne Perez.
Mm, I mean, you don't think he could go back to Becky and then go to Roxanne Perez? You want AJ and Roxanne if you
Yes, yes.
I could see
I
that.
think I think when you do have Becky beat AJ Lee, just have her beat her. Just don't put the title on the line. Becky just needs to be like, I need to beat you. And there you have it. It shouldn't be for the IC title. It should just be one on one. That's the story where Becky has to beat AJ Lee, and I don't think if anything they'd probably do that match at SummerSlam because, like I said, AJ Lee's not going to be around. SummerSlam is, you know, you'd be stretching it at that point
Hmm.
because that'd be almost a year that these two women have gone after each other. But I don't know, man. That's just where I think they should go. So
Okay. Well, I guess if, let us know down below how you feel about that. Do you think Becky Lynch and Jessica Carr, maybe I'm just not on game when it comes to that. Maybe I just don't know about her. Let us know down below if you think this should be a good way to pivot this, because I agree with the rivalry getting stale by now. Their mic work has not been good, but unfortunately, I think that's how WrestleMania is going. Um, that once again works to sum up this year's WrestleMania. Uh, I guess going
okay,
into the
hang
next
on a
match,
second.
huh?
There's still some time for this. I mean, they have 7 weeks, and trust me, there's still some time for them to put together a WrestleMania card that that needs to be it needs to be good, and they have some time to make it good. I mean, there are some matches out there that they could run, like Brock Lesnar, Obafemi. You, I mean, we'll get to the WWE Championship. I mean, you've got Reigns and Punk, you got that.
Hmm.
There's still some time, and I'm hoping that now that the chamber is out of the way, and now that we're finally the next PLE is WrestleMania, hopefully they wake up in that creative room and they can put their best foot forward and give us a good show. We'll see
But I
though.
think Punk and Reigns is really the only match I'm excited for. Brock Lesnar and Obafemi, I would not be excited for because we all know Brock Lesnar's just gonna whoop him. I
No,
mean,
that does not need to happen.
it doesn't need to happen, but is it going to happen if that happens? You get what I'm saying? If that feud is booked.
It shouldn't. And if that did happen, that'd be that'd be one of the worst creative decisions ever. But let's continue with the chamber.
Yeah, so the third match, Finn Balor, of course, takes the pinfall loss, right?
Pin
To
Balor.
CM Punk. Finn Balor once again. But we all knew that was gonna happen. I mean, we had Punk and Reigns already confirmed. So, like, Finn, get out of here, bro. Like, what are you doing? Um, So he loses, of course, but it was a nice way to hype up the crowd because this was, you were saying earlier, the Chicago crowd, you can tell with the, since they've raised the prices, it's gone to a more like, what's the word? Like a partisan crowd, you know, like it's become more of a formal crowd. They you can tell they are not as invested in it. But it seems like this Punk entrance, oh, I mean, this is their hometown hero. Of course, they were gonna go crazy for Punk. And he even had a special, pretty crazy built entrance. I don't know what that song is they had before. I've heard of it. I just don't know what the name is. The dun 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 dun,
Yeah,
whatever it's called.
it's what the Bulls used in like in the '90s. I think the
Mhm.
Blackhawks,
Okay.
the Chicago Blackhawks use it, and they even had like a PA announcer that you hear in like during like basketball games and stuff
Yep.
like that. They like had him announce him to the ring. So I thought that, I mean, the entrance was pretty cool.
It was
So
a really cool
I'm
entrance,
not gonna
man.
lie, dude. At first, when like when the song was like first building up, I thought he was coming out to his Ring of Honor theme song,
I don't know what
and
a song sounds like, honestly.
no, but because I heard it, I was like, "Is that his Ring of Honor theme song?" And then my dad was like, and then the song picked up. He was like, "No, that's what the Bulls use." I was like, "Oh, yeah, fair enough." But
It was, I watched some of this match. It was bits and pieces. I kind of just had it in my room and I was doing other stuff during it.
it was a
Um,
very
I
good
haven't,
match. It,
you think it was a really good match?
I do. Punk has been putting on some really good matches this year. I mean, he's been putting on good matches. He's been solid on the mic. He is he's putting himself in that category already, and we're only now 3 months in for superstar of the year with the work he's done in these first 2 months. So,
Yeah, I could see that.
but like you
Um,
said,
yeah,
we all know that they weren't going to take the title off Punk here. They weren't going to
yeah.
put that major main event of CM Punk and Roman Reigns in jeopardy. I'm
Mhm.
hoping now because so after the match, I think it was Finn Balor who extended his hand for CM Punk to shake his hand. I'm hoping now that on Raw this week, the Judgment Day aren't going to like that. We have got to get something between these guys on Raw.
I told
We
you, bro, that we weren't gonna see no conclusion tonight. It's gonna be, oh, the tensions are brewing. Things are changing.
I mean, because I'm not gonna lie, because whenever you know Balor shook his hand, and then Balor walked away from the ring, and then the camera on the outside of the ring like zoomed in like real close on Punk. And usually when they do that, it usually means that somebody's going to come like behind somebody and ambush them, and that's what I thought was going
Hmm.
to happen. But no, they zoomed in real close on Punk, and I was like, oh yeah, they're about to come out there and attack this guy. And then they nobody
Nope.
came out. He just continued to celebrate. AJ Lee came down to the ring, and like we said in the predictions video, this is what they wanted. They wanted these two, Punk and Lee, as champions in Chicago, in the center of the ring, and they wanted that moment because they love their moments, so they created a moment. Punk and AJ Lee as champions together in the middle of the ring in Chicago. So, but overall, I thought the match was great. I'm just hoping that now we can finally get a payoff with Finn Balor and the Judgment Day after Finn Balor shook his hand. So we'll see.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
So that was the last match before the main event, which of course was a men's elimination chamber
Hang on a
match.
second. Hang on a second. You're forgetting
Oh
something.
man,
We had
I wanted to forget something, honestly. Honestly. Yeah,
me and
you're
you
right though.
both. But before we had that, we had a co-main event. We had the amazing debut of Danhausen. What do you think about Danhausen?
Bro.
What did you think about this
Uh,
debut?
oh my God, bro. First of all, I don't watch AEW. I've heard of this dude's name. I had no clue who he was, what his gimmick was. So obviously I've been seeing stuff online because we all knew this is who it was going to be leading up to it. We've probably known this like what, 2 weeks in advance maybe.
Mhm.
Um so when this happened, the crowd, first of all, did not care for it. I don't know if you've seen the footage of that fan that is having a mental breakdown when this happens. He's like, "No! No! Why?
No,
We don't care!" He's
I
so
didn't
mad.
I didn't see that, but I did see there were a couple fans that were sitting, like, in the aisleway, and whenever he was walking by, they were kinda just looking at him like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" They kinda just had that look
Bro,
like, "O okay." And I was the same dude, whenever he came out, I mean, of course, I stood there and I waited to see who was gonna come out of the crate, and then once he came out of that coffin, dude, I walked out of the room. I did not care. I walked out of the
like,
room and just did something else. I just I
just
don't
some scrawny vampire dude. Um, you can tell he's from AEW. I'm sorry. He just does not have that build. Uh, jeez, dude. Even then, this morning I looked and I saw on Twitter some of his like old stuff that he was doing on AEW. I saw something like CM Punk. I saw something with like a hook. He
CM Punk is like a big Danhausen guy. I think they're like really good close friends in real life. So
Oh my God, dude. I hope he does not do much. Dude, it's just not good. I mean, maybe we'll see. Maybe this will be something I'll look back later on it and be like, I just didn't understand it yet. And that's okay, Maybe some things will evolve with that. But all I know is that I hate these type of gimmicks. Mr. Iguana it's terrible. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not saying anything about the ring stuff. I don't know anything about his matches because I don't watch him because they make me cringe when he does fucking stupid puppet. I don't know what to tell you. I don't like those gimmicks. And I think this is going to be exact thing like that. It's going to be a comedy gimmick, which I guess has its spot, but do not expect him to go anywhere in the WWE.
yeah, no, he's just gonna be used as I could see him. They're probably gonna put him in like that same role as R Truth, where he's just gonna do some silly like backstage segments. He might do some like magic tricks or whatever curses. He might curse somebody backstage. It's funny because Friday night before the chamber, they had this box sitting in the back, and they had guys like Apollo Crews, Kit Wilson, R Truth, the Garzas, a bunch of like jobbers. I mean, they had Ray Phoenix back there too. Poor Ray Phoenix. Um, they had jobbers pretty much surrounding that crate, and I think that's a sign as to what Danhausen is going to be in the WWE.
Hey,
He's
bro,
just
you better stop disrespecting Kit Wilson. We are not gonna have that slander here, okay? That is toxic.
okay,
Toxic.
okay,
Yeah, I feel that though. Off to a bad start.
yeah. We're on the road to WrestleMania, and this is what they come up with on the road to WrestleMania is a guy that does magic tricks and curses people and hands out jars of teeth. Now I will say though that those jars of teeth, you already know they're going to sell those on the WWE shop. It's going to make for a great
That's
like,
fair.
and
Yeah,
they'll probably sell some. They might sell his cape. They might make some mask with his face paint on them. So I'm sure the kids will eat it up. The kids will want to buy that. It'll be a good Halloween costume. But he'll sell merch. He'll make them some more money, but that's pretty much it. He I don't think he'll do anything big. So
I agree. So, I guess now that we got that out of the way, great segment, fantastic. We have the main event. the men's chamber. The winner is going on to face, well, the WWE champion, at this time, Drew McIntyre. We'll talk about that a little bit after, but we were correct. Randy Orton ends up picking up the win. The final two was down to Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes and Orton. McIntyre interferes. I missed this match. I did see the ending. You said, though, in the middle that Seth Rollins returned. How did you feel
It's
about that?
look, I'm happy he's back. I'm thrilled that he's back, and the fact that he came back this soon. Because I mean, there were a lot of people saying that he wasn't going to make it in time for WrestleMania. I mean, he's only been out for like I think 4.5 months. He got injured in Crown Jewel, so that was October.
Has it really been 4 months?
Yeah, that's it.
Dang.
'Cause I think it was like a torn rotator cuff, I believe, is what he suffered. And
Uh-huh.
I think that usually takes like 6 to 9 months, and for him to come back like this soon, and it makes me hopeful that since he came back at this point before Mania, it makes me hopeful that Braun Breaker can come back in time as well.
Hopefully, man. That's what we need.
Because if it's not Braun Breaker, then uh, they could do Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul 1-on-1. Now we have seen that match at Mania before. It was WrestleMania 39. Um,
Hmm.
they could do a tag team match. You could do Seth Rollins and LA Knight versus Logan Paul and Austin Theory. That doesn't scream
That sounds
WrestleMania.
boring.
That doesn't
Yeah.
scream WrestleMania to me. But I don't know. I don't know where they're going. I'm all I'm hoping is that Braun Breaker is able to get back in time so they can do Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. We'll just have to wait and
Yeah,
see, though.
so Rollins, I'm glad he's back. One thing I will say is it is like, bro, yeah, don't be doing no more, yeah, coast to coast. Um, what were you thinking?
Yeah,
Like, I'm
yeah.
glad that he's okay, but take that move out of your arsenal. And it always seems like at WrestleMania time he's hurt. So I'm hoping that things are going to be better. He's going to have a clear path to WrestleMania and
Mhm.
after. I assume he's not going to wrestle much in between so he can have more time to actually recover, which makes sense. As long as he's on TV furthering the storyline, you know. It's hard
Yeah,
with the
I'm not
vision
sure
now,
if he's
everybody
like
being out.
because I'm not sure if he's like completely like healed. I'm not sure if he's like
Mhm.
cleared to compete. Obviously, he just went in there and did a super kick and a stomp, so he didn't have to use like his arms or
Yeah.
anything. But I don't know. We'll see though.
And so I mean, so yeah, Rollins returning during the match. Some other notable stuff, a funny thing. I mean, the beginning they were announcing people. Javon Williams. Um, they slipped up. They combined those two, Javon Evans, Trick Williams. So now all I'm seeing is edits of Javon Williams, and they just AI'd them together. I
Uh,
thought that was pretty funny. There was also LA Knight. I've been seeing a bunch of stuff about how when he does, and I knew every time this happens, I know I've said it a few times during the like while we've been talking on here. Whenever they do moves like Tiffany hitting her, what is it called, the prettiest moonsault?
mhm.
We have Jacob Fatu hitting his moonsault, and then we have LA Knight hitting that like elbow drop where he jumps from the second rope to the third rope and then does the elbow drop. Dude, those eventually they're gonna end up slipping and it's gonna make a really bad botch because those moves are so risky and feel hard to hit, especially LA Knight, because instead of jumping ahead like Jacob Fatu, you can see where your feet are going. He does it behind you, so it's hard to I could see it botching a lot, and he's done it a few times now. Did it right in the middle of the chamber.
Yeah, well, and the crazy thing is he wasn't the only one that slipped on that rope that night. Finn Balor also slipped on that same rope during his match with Punk. Punk was laid down in the corner in that same corner, and then Balor like got up on the second rope and went to go like pose like above CM Punk, and he slipped. And then
So
Michael
you think
Cole
it's an
was,
issue with the ropes?
I think it is because at first I thought CM Punk had like pulled him down because whenever Balor slipped, Michael Cole said, "Oh, like oh my goodness, something happened," but he just slipped. So I think it was a production issue. Whoever put that ring together messed something up. So
Yeah. So there was that. What else happened? Was there any other super notable spots during this match?
well, I mean, Logan Paul eliminated three guys:
That
Javon
is
Evans,
pretty
Trick
crazy.
Williams, and LA Knight. Now, I think that to me, it feels like that spot was made for Braun Breaker because I feel like he was going to be in the chamber if he didn't get hurt. And then he got hurt, and I feel like they were going to use that spot for Bronson Reed, and then he got hurt. So
So they put it on Paul.
they
Yeah.
they put it on Logan Paul, and of course you had the outrage on social media with Logan Paul eliminating
Oh man.
three guys. So
Wah, wah, wah. I mean, bro, he's a heel. Yeah, regardless of how you feel about him,
yeah.
it's pretty safe to say that literally, I don't know if this would be a hot take. I feel like it's pretty agreeable. I think he is, yeah, I would put him in the top three most effective heels of the 2020s.
Oh yeah. I probably
I mean,
I think I've said that multiple times. Logan
the
Paul just
only,
Logan Paul just gets
I
it.
think Roman Reigns may be the only one I would put above. Um, yeah, that's really about it. He's a
Yeah.
very effective heel, and people legitimately hate him. That's what works so well. With
Hmm.
wrestling, people just don't get it. Like a lot of people don't. That that's what yeah, it's working. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what he's trying to do. And they did it before where they were talking about the 2K26 ratings, and Logan Paul was basically beefing with Kevin Owens, calling him like, like, I don't know how you're talking from here, like you just sitting on the couch and stuff, and just making himself look like a real asshole. And
Yeah.
people in the comments were like, oh, well, you know, oh, I can't wait to see him get shut up. He's so cocky and full of himself. Like, do you not hear yourself talking? Do you not
Yeah.
like is working? So I'm cool with that. Eliminating three people is pretty crazy, but Logan Paul, man.
He just gets it. I mean that's all I got to say. He just gets it. But we were talking last night about like Trick Williams and Javon Evans a little bit, and
Okay, yeah.
I feel like they could have done a little bit more with those two. Now, Javon Evans, he had that he did like a frog splash off the top of the pod. I think it looked cool. It looked like he landed on his feet first and then, but I mean, it's still a cool spot regardless. I mean, I mean, I think both guys looked pretty good in there. I think they looked like they belonged. Obviously, they weren't going to win, but what do you think of Javon Evans and Trick Williams?
So I mean, first of all, I don't really I mean, it's not like I don't not like Javon Evans. He's still a good star. I mean, he's like what, 22? How old is he? He's
21.
young.
He's
Yeah,
21.
he's very young, so it's there's obviously some polishing needed. But one thing I will say of all of the stars that have been, I guess you could say, yeah, Javon Evans and Trick Williams are really the two most recent call-ups for, from NXT. And I feel like they are not total opposites, but I feel like Javon Evans is really good in the ring. He's good for these high spots, but he's kind of just missing that it factor to me. I personally do not see him going in the main event at this point. Things could totally change over the years. And maybe I think a lot of it honestly is because he's he's pretty scrawny. I feel like
Mhm.
maybe if he bulks up a little bit in the next few years, things could change. Um, but he's kind of missing that it factor to me that brings him to the next level. While Trick Williams is I feel like his in-ring, I don't think that's that hot of a take. His in-ring skills can be lacking in certain instances. I don't think he's too crazy in the ring, but he has the aura. He has that it factor. And I could see Trick Williams going very far very soon. And so I think that Trick Williams, it's great that he was in this match. We were talking about possible matches for him, and at WrestleMania, I think Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams for the US title would be fantastic. Having Trick Williams win the US title as well. Carmelo Hayes is cool too. I feel like he's better than Javon Evans, but Carmelo Hayes also I feel like has a little bit of building to go. And I think that, yeah, Trick Williams would be a perfect way to, they need to have something to do as well. They need to, rather than just being, they're the NXT call-up making their mark, they need to now have a solid feud. And I feel, what better way than Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes reigniting their super personal rivalry on, the main roster?
Yeah, and the thing is too, I think it was like earlier this week. Carmelo Hayes was on in an interview with somebody, and he was talking about how he wants there to be more stories involved with his U.S. title run. He says that he said something along the lines like the open challenges can be fun, but he wants them to add some stories. He wants there to be some feuds that come out of this, and if you want to get a storyline going for Carmelo Hayes and the U.S. title, I think the perfect one is Trick Williams. They have so much
Trick
history.
Williams, yes.
They have so much history together, down like all the way from NXT. They were partners. They were the Trick Mello gang. They then Carmelo Hayes turned on Trick Williams. So you can always go back to that. And then I would have Trick Williams take the title off Carmelo Hayes.
Yes.
I would have him take the title off Carmelo Hayes and get rid of the open challenge. I don't know if they're
I
going
think
to do that.
open challenge is great, but it's only for a certain amount of time. You can't do it for like permanently because then the title just becomes like, yeah, you can't have much storyline attached to it.
They've been doing this open challenge since before WrestlePalooza, since September.
Seriously? I didn't think
Yeah.
it's been that long.
Yeah, Sami Zayn started it when he did the open challenge with John Cena. And ever since
Wow,
then,
yeah, that is
it's just
true.
yeah, it's time to get rid of it. But apparently there's like talks internally where they want to make Trick Williams a babyface because of these reactions he's getting. Uh, No, I wouldn't do that. Just let him be a heel. Just or let him be a tweener or something. I don't get why all at once a guy like him who's a heel, the fans, start cheering for him, and their first thing they want to do is just turn him into a baby face. Just let him be him. It's working.
Yeah, I mean, they should do like a final. They could do like I don't know. He starts having issues with which one is it? It's not Adam Pearce, Nick Aldis, the GM, and he has a final US Open challenge on SmackDown. Like it's done after this. Who's going to be the final opponent? And it could be Trick Williams. And then he wins the title, and then that's a way to make them go into WrestleMania perhaps. Um I don't know. That's just fantasy booking, but I think that they definitely have potential with that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Winning, yeah. Orton won. He's going to WrestleMania. Now, that was when it comes to Cody, I didn't get it exactly correct because I said that Sammy was going to be involved. Obviously, he wasn't involved. I wonder what they're going to do for him at WrestleMania. But yeah, Cody Rhodes, they officially announced that since Adam Pearce, or was it Nick Aldis? One of them's upset with Drew McIntyre, and so they've decided that Drew McIntyre is going to
Nick
defend the
Aldis.
title against Cody Rhodes next week on SmackDown. The writing's on the wall, bro.
What do you think's going to happen?
I think that Cody Rhodes is going to win the title, and we are going to see Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania.
I hope not. Cody Rhodes does not need to be WWE champion right now. He doesn't.
I agree. I don't think so either.
He doesn't need to be WWE champion. I get that he's quarterback one, face of the company. You can still be QB one, face of the company, franchise, and not be WWE champion. You've got I hate to say this, but that match needs to end in a DQ.
Oh, yeah, I guess. I guess. I could see the Fatal Four Way now that the women's match has played out like it has, and we're not seeing Bliss, Charlotte, Jade. Maybe now the Fatal Four Way makes more sense because my issue was just booking multi-men matches or multi-person matches for multiple titles. I didn't really want to happen. But
Hmm.
now that that hasn't happened, that's most likely gonna be a one-on-one. I could see it being a fatal four-way, but I don't know, man. I don't really know how to feel about that.
Yeah, we also need to find out who attacked Jacob Fatu. That I feel like we're going to get that answer at some point, leading into Jacob Fatu. I feel like he's going to get involved in this match. Now, there's multiple ways that they can go with this. What I'm thinking, what they could do is they could have Jacob Fatu just cost Drew McIntyre the title, have Cody Rhodes win it, and then you do Cody versus Randy one on one, or you just do the Fatal Four Way. I would rather do the Fatal Four Way.
Uh, I don't know, bro. I think
Yeah,
that we need to see a definitive match between Cody and Orton, which they could do after Mania, I guess. But I think that we've been this has been going on for too long. I'm so sick of the teases between them. So now we officially have at least
what
Orton
if
is
what if
definitively
there's
going
some?
for the title.
Okay, hear me out. What if there's so we're in the match Friday night. It's Cody versus Drew, and then people get involved. What if Randy Orton officially like turned on Cody Rhodes and cost him the match, with Jacob Fatu being out there as well?
Okay. I could see that. That would be nice. I don't I don't know. I want to say I don't think that's gonna happen because I could see that.
I
That would
just
be a
feel
nice way to do it.
they need to have a big angle now coming out of Elimination Chamber to build some sort of excitement going into WrestleMania. I'm just kind of I don't know, man. I'm sitting here trying to think, and
What
I
about
really
my man Sammy, bro? He's being forgotten about.
honestly I don't see him doing anything really significant at Mania this year. I feel like they're going to want to wait for him to have his moment at WrestleMania next year since they're in Saudi Arabia.
Mm,
So
mm, yeah, that's weird. I don't know. There are some ways to go about that. They could do like a Cody and
I
Orton,
just
and
don't
then
want.
do
I
Drew,
just
Jacob,
don't.
and Sammy.
Yeah, the thing I just don't want to see Cody with the WWE Championship right now. I think he needs to not be away from the title picture, but he just doesn't need to be champion right now. I think we need something
Yeah,
different, and I don't think he should win the title at WrestleMania either. Randy Orton needs to win the title at WrestleMania. He needs
yeah,
to
I agree with that.
win number 15, and then have Cody chase Randy, and then you could have Cody win the title from Randy at SummerSlam.
Yeah, because we're talking about like pay-per-view losers with Finn Balor, Randy Orton is not much better. Obviously he won this chamber match, but singles matches all the way leading up to this, I don't know what the exact stat is, but he has
Mhm.
not had a very good PLE record in the past like 3 years or 2 years.
Yeah,
I
since he
don't
came
think he's
back.
won a singles match since like, yeah. It's been a very long time since he's won a singles match on pay-per-view. So I think it would be great for him to have the world title at the end of WrestleMania. Um, but yeah, there's a few ways to get there. I'm excited to see that though. It depends on how they book it, which WWE, I don't trust it. But regardless, we're going into it, so
I don't either. And another crazy stat is too, this will be the first time Randy Orton has main evented WrestleMania since WrestleMania 30. 12 years.
that's fair. Yeah, that
That
is
that's kind
crazy,
of
but
crazy. Yeah.
that lines up. Yeah.
We'll see though. They have got a lot of work cut out for them these next seven weeks. So we'll see, and we'll be here to talk about it all. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys thought of the Elimination Chamber. Where do you guys see these builds going into the chamber? What matches would you guys? What matches would you guys like to see at WrestleMania this year? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Come help us make Wrestling City the greatest city in the world for all of your wrestling content. Make sure to hit that like button. And that's about it, guys. We'll see you guys next time right here in Wrestling City. Until then, take care. God bless. Peace.